Hey, everybody. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my goodness, the day is just about gone. And let me hurry up before the morning gets started. So, today is moment of inspiration. And my name is Leslie Montgomery, as you can see, and you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living. And today I was getting ready to talk about something um, else. And I heard in my ear, tell them to be kind to themselves. And I was like, oh, okay. I remember Teresa being on a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things she was talking about was us being kind to ourselves, liking ourselves. And believe it or not, a lot of people really don't like themselves. And because they don't like themselves, they don't treat themselves very well. But today I want to encourage you to be kind to yourself. You know, one of the things that is very important, and that's across the board in life, is forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself, you got to forgive others. And it's more easier for us to forgive others than ourselves. I want you to be kind to yourself and forgive yourself. I want you to walk in forgiveness. I want forgiveness to be a part of your everyday life. Am I saying you got to walk around, I'm sorry, I'm sorry? No. But what I'm saying is that you have to learn how to reposition yourself and act differently. Not just act differently, act according. And there's a lot of things that we hold on to. There's some grief some of you have been holding on to for years. I'm not going to say that moments at a time, for years, and you won't let it go. Can I tell you to be kind to yourself and let it go? Whatever it is in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. What's that? There's a saying that I use a lot, and it's if you're in the present, well, gotta go back first. If you're in the past, you're let me say it this way. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. So if you're holding on to something that's in your past, it's time to let it go. Not only in yourself, you're saying I can't and I won't. Well, that I can't and I won't leads to other things. It leads to uh, anger. It leads to not bad health, but health problems. It leads to health problems. It leads to you never come into an agreement with yourself. Why? Because unforgiveness separates you from not just yourself, but from the Father. And you will not be able to process things the way you need to process it because you're holding on to the past. The Father's not in the past. He's not in the past. He is right here where you are today. So if you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about what you failed at, you're thinking about what didn't go right, you're thinking about that bad relationship, you're thinking about that job that you got fired from, you're thinking about all these things, and that's what they are, things. It leads you into a state of depression. So we don't want to be there and we don't want to do that. If you are anxious, you are living in the future, afraid. What is it going to be like? Not knowing what to expect. We can't live ahead of where we are. We got to live right where we are. We can't continue. You're not living in the past anymore because the past is over. So you're just holding on to something that cannot be changed. You're holding on to something because somebody has hurt you, somebody has disappointed you, somebody has said something that you did not like, and you're saying, I'll never forgive them. Well, that's just think about it. If the Father never forgave us, if the things that we do, He holds on to, and He punishes us for the things we don't do. Second thing is that when you don't forgive, you're holding your thumbprint under that person. Now that person is gone on, but your life is in a stagnated state because you won't let it go. Let it go. Release yourself from the pain, the heartache, and the disappointment of it. You cannot live in grief all your life. People that live in grief all their lives, most times people don't want to be around them. They're angry, or should I say bitter, they're nasty, they're not happy. They're the type of people that you're always smiling. What you smiling for? Or ain't every why you think today is a good day? Ain't nothing good about today, because they're broken. So the Father wants you to come from that broken space in your life and begin to take on healing. Healing will make you see things differently. Healings will make you operate differently. And healing will make you be different about when you wake up in the morning. And on Sundays, I talk about that. When you wake up in the morning, and if you're saying, is life worth living? You're still in yesterday and not today. Every day is a new day. He says, I load you daily with benefits and new mercies I give you every day. You got to let go of what was and begin to operate in what is. Doesn't always feel good, and it doesn't always look good, and you feel like you can never get an answer for what you've been through or going through. Oh, but he always has an answer. You might not be listening. You might be clogged. Sometimes we need to detox. You might need to detox your emotional feelings. You might need to detox where you're coming from, or where you're at, that state of being that you're in. You need to detox from there so that you can begin to see things clearly and see things in a better light. When you live in the past, you are living a life of negativity. There's no future in that. There is no hope in that, because you won't release it so that you can go into the day where there is hope. So you can't live in the past. You can't begin to worry about the future, because today you haven't even lived out, and it tells you that tomorrow's not even promised to you. So come into the day. Today, when you rest in the day and you allow the Father to lead you and guide you into all truth, you begin to see things differently. So if you are in the presence, you are operating in peace. You're resting right where the Father wants you to be. It's so important that you understand that you gotta be where He is. He's not in yesterday. He's in today. Hey Leslie, how you doing? So remember, and if you're looking ahead, most times we cause casualties because we're trying to figure out what's ahead when we haven't even lived for today. So you want to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for holding on to stuff that's not changing, that's not making your life any better, but it's making you hurtful, painful, disappointed, and every time you look at something, you only see the negative part of it. You got to come out of that. Speak positivity. We live in an activated world, and our apostle always has us saying that. What kind of world we live in? We live in an activated world. So, in order for you to be in a place that you're activating life, you're activating positive things. You can't look at things that was and say that's how your life is going to be. A lot of times people speak things into existence and they wonder why they have the things that they have. It's because you haven't even let go of the old. And then you get into a place and you see other people prospering because they made a choice, they made a decision, and that's all it is. Making a decision to live abundant life. Making a decision to live life in happiness, in joy, in peace. Uh, it tells us in the Word that those are ours for the asking. You want to be in happiness. You want the peace that passes all understanding. He already made ways for that, but He's not going to drag you and try to make you understand that you don't have to live in the past. You don't have to live in the past anymore. Live for today. Every day you wake up, say, Father, I thank you for this day. What do I need to do to prosper in this day, to be productive in this day? See, when you live in the past, it's hard to be productive in the day that you're in because you're always looking back at what happened. I failed at this didn't work, instead of moving on, because in every failure, there's a positive experience that comes out of it. You failed, but that doesn't mean you stay there. You didn't conquer, it doesn't mean you stay there. It means you keep on moving, because what's in front of you is better than what's behind you. You got to keep looking back to the plow. The man's not worthy of the kingdom when he keeps looking back at what was. So I want to encourage you today. Take your time, forgive yourself. And even as you forgive yourself, rest. Rest in who the Father rest in the Father. I'm not going to say who has created. Rest in the Father. Rest in his assurance that he will see you through and recognize, and most importantly, Alicia was talking about this Sunday. I think Mike was talking about it. And even today, love. There's a song that says, Love lifted me. When nothing else would help, it was love. Whose love? The Father's love. He loved us so much that he sent his son on our behalf. His son didn't have to come, but he came because he loved the Father and he loved us. And he said he came that we might have the opportunity to the tree of life. So get out the past, get into the future. Be kind to yourself. That's the topic for today. Be kind to yourself. Stop beating yourself up of what was. I could have Sunday. I had an event for most of you know it. And the event where I was having it out, the township had closed down. So that means we couldn't go and have our event. And so, in the midst of it, I was starting to make things happen, but I was making them happen the wrong way. And Cynthia was like, "Why are you doing it that way?" And then when she told me, to me, it seemed like a lot of stuff. And I was say, "We just cancel it and do it another time." She's like, "No, you're not." And my point to it is that I could have canceled it and can still been thinking about the past if I had done it. But because I did it, I can continue to move on to bigger and better things. So remember, he loves you. He wants you to know, be kind to yourself because he loves you. He doesn't want you to miss out on anything he has for you. He wants you to embrace him, embrace love. Hey, Miss Dana, Evangelist Dana. He wants you to embrace life differently. So don't look at it negatively. Don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a building. You're building character. You're building strength. You're building how to be positive in the midst of something negative. I tell my grandchildren all the time, you make the choice of how your day is going to be. I don't care what's going on. You can decide that I'm going to have a good day anyway, even though there's roadblocks. I had the roadblock, so I walked over to the log, but I really didn't have to. I could have just said, "Oh, they closed down," and that was it. We have to be, and I'm saying this about our Father's business. If He's given you an assignment, He wants you to do it. You have to complete it. Don't wait for people. Move according to the will of the Father. So be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. Be gracious and understand that this too would pass. So until we meet again, I want you to know that you are loved by the Father. I can never love you the way that He loves you. I can tell you I love you, but I don't even have the with all to love you like He loves you. I don't even have it in me. I don't even know what that really looks like to love you like He loves you. His love for you is unconditional. Most of us have conditions with love, but his love for you is unconditional. So as you go through the rest of this week, hold your head up and be kind to yourself. You don't want to be out here and not kind to yourself. You're just holding up your own your own process and what the Father has for you to do. So until next time, just want you to know, be kind.